Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Camden. I hope you're ready for a great video. Today is all about Palfish free talk lessons, how to start it, how to master it, and make it successful. First thing you need to remember is on your home profile page on Palfish, on the teacher version, right on the front, there's a green icon. It says click. It doesn't say click. You need to click because it says start tutoring. If you don't click that button, then it will remain green. Nobody can call you. And also, if you have an appointment, then that student still can't call you. You will not be available. You've got to click the green. It'll turn to white. And then any student can call you from the application. And if you have a scheduled appointment, then they are able to call you to start the lesson. Make sure you have your lighting ready. Make sure you have some kind of friendly presentation of a background, and you look clean cut, ready to roll, okay? Number 2, have a list of questions ready on hand. Now, don't make this mistake. When you start a free talk lesson, you have to remember, it could be ages 4 to 49, okay? It could even be 62 years old. I've had an adult over 60 who's had some lessons with me, so always be prepared for anything that comes your way with online teaching, especially with free talk lessons. With that being said, regardless, you need to have some questions ready, and don't fall into this trap. When you ask a question and they say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and then before you know it, in less than 60 seconds, you went through the majority of all of your questions that you were going to ask. Now you're frustrated, now you don't know what to do, and the student is waiting on your next move. So don't fall into that trap. How can you avoid it? Make sure you model the complete sentences and they follow with you. That way you can start to build the comprehension skills and the fluency skills with that student. And it will only improve through time, okay? So if you can start them early, don't allow them to just say yes, no, yes, no. You've got to model it, and if they can't get it, then write it on the whiteboard. It will help you a lot, okay? And underline the correct grammar that they need to follow. But the most important is that your voice, your body language, your expressions, your tone is modeling the complete sentence for that student, and it will go a long way, because then they're speaking more, they're building their fluency, they're making the sentence structure, and that's getting into their subconscious. You have to get into their subconscious, and then if the parent is in the same room with them, they're going to be like, whoa, this teacher is not just letting my son or daughter answer in such an easy way. They really are trying to help my son or my daughter to improve their English and their speaking skills, right? Their spoken English. Number 3 is, as I've mentioned, having the questions, using the complete sentences, and about halfway through or in the beginning, depending on if it's an appointment. Remember, if it's an appointment, then you got to go to that student's profile and check them out. Research them. Find out if they have pictures. Find out if they've done some book recordings. Look at it, study their profile, and then take screenshots as I've showed you in the video yesterday. Okay, if you didn't catch that video yesterday, make sure you watch that. It's really important, okay? How to build up your regular students. So, the rest of this video, I actually took some screenshots for you as proof, as evidence. What I'm speaking right now is not only the truth, but you can actually put it into action and get quick results. Because it was a brand new student, the mom was sitting right next to him, I didn't see her. His English was, he was excited, enthusiastic, so he was a great learner. He was very receptive. But as far as building complete sentences and, being able to express his feelings and emotions, it wasn't, it was not there yet. But he can get there. And that's why they booked the second lesson with me 1 hour after that lesson had finished, okay? Now, even though I messaged them after the class, telling them you did a great job, had a lot of fun teaching you. They didn't answer back, okay? So don't feel bad inside if a follower or a student or someone on, a student doesn't answer you back. They may have not seen it. Maybe they're too shy to answer back. Maybe they're, nervous about making a mistake because they probably want to communicate in Chinese, but they don't know how to do it in English, okay? So there could be all kinds of different reasons. Don't wrap yourself up in, why did they not answer me? What's going on? Because they booked a lesson with me, so whatever I did in that lesson must have came through for them enough to book the second lesson with me. And by the way, I did about 31 or 32 minutes in that lesson. It was the first time, so it was a trial lesson. They had the trial rate, and I got right at $15 in just 31, 32 minutes. And I could tell he was getting a little bit tired after the 25, 26 minute mark. So I stretched it just a little bit, and I'll show you how I stretched it. So make sure you follow the rest of this video. I have a couple pictures, and I'm going to be talking on audio how I did it, and then just use it as an example, okay? And then apply it when you're doing a free talk lesson. And if you don't get the results, say, Camden, I followed your steps and nothing happened. I want to know. That way I can find out why it didn't work. But I guarantee you that if you follow the steps, you follow my advice that I've been talking about for so long, you will get the results. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes hard work and determination. And the most important is what you do during the lesson. You've got to be on their level. You've got to understand the culture of the student, okay? Understand your learner and you'll do a great job. And without me talking anymore, here are the 5 pictures. Enjoy. Thank you so much. So about halfway into the lesson, after asking him different questions and getting the student engaged, I showed him a picture of a comic book. A lot of boys and even sometimes girls really enjoy Spider-Man and Iron Man. What a great way to bring conversation. In the next picture right here, you can see the cricket in Times Square. It's actually a very popular book right now from many Chinese students for summer reading. It's a great way to open the conversation and to keep it flowing. Now here is an ABCD grid photo that I created on Photo Grid. So this is very helpful to keep the student engaged, keep their attention, and also to have some fun, because it's really great to look at images that, resemble vacation, tropical beach. He really liked it. Now, in the next one, this is food. You could literally spend 5 minutes on this one picture, explaining the food, asking about it. Which one do you like? Which one is your favorite? Circle the rice. Circle the black beans. And it's just really fun because C is the American style food. So you can say that is American food and D is Thai food. So many examples you can use. And this one was really great because it's the summer. A lot of students want to go camping. At least some of my students do. And here's 3 different types of vocabulary: tent, trees, lake. And the student was really interested in this photo. He was like, whoa. And then he, turned to the side and looked at his mom. And when you get a picture like this is a wonderful opportunity to ask, what do you see in the photo? Get them to speak. I can see a tent, trees, and a lake. So again, do your best to model the complete sentences for your student. Here, this one is really, really simple. I had a bag of macadamia nuts. I asked him what his favorite snack was, write it on the whiteboard, and then I have visual representation. In the next one, I asked the student a question. I said, what is this? What is this? And then I wrote the question mark so that way his brain can start to develop display images for comprehension. And then in the last photo right here, I went to his profile. As I've mentioned, it's a great strategy to use to build up regular students. And he likes to go skiing with his family. So I wanted to do something a little bit positive. I can ski in the snow. Now, it took a little bit of time for him to get this all out, but a wonderful way to use photos. And here we go, ending the lesson like this. Many of you might be thinking, Camden, he doesn't really know what you're writing on the board. It's okay. The mom, I believe, has a very fluent ability in the English language. So I really wanted them to know, if you want to get your English better, these are the ways that you can do it. Complete sentences. And why? Because it will build your grammar, it will build your fluency, and then literally about 1 hour later, after the lesson finished, they booked another lesson with me. So use this video, use this content as a great example how you can do a free talk lesson. And then see you next time. Very simple. Write it on the board. You can see his facial expression. He's very excited. I went about 32 minutes total for this English lesson. Okay, so there you go. That wraps up this video for today's daily content, teaching English online, how to become a better teacher so that way you can make more money, build up regular students, and sustain yourself long term for the future.